Welcome to 3 Minute Pro. This is the Mamiya M645 1000S. This is a medium format SLR and I think it's ideal for someone who's just starting out with medium format photography. It takes 6 by 4.5 cm rectangular images on 1:0 film. The camera takes interchangeable lenses, so you press this button just here on the side and that releases the lens. When you put the lens back on, you make sure you line up this red dot here with this red dot here, and then twist and mount the lens. The pentaprism viewfinder allows you to view at eye level. When you've got the pentaprism viewfinder fitted, you set the shutter speed on the pentaprism here, and this button here has to be set to the red dot. You set the aperture on the lens just here. Let's swap over to the waist level viewfinder. So you push in this knob here and rotate, and off it comes. Then you just push in there, make sure the front is fixed, and then push down. Now when you set the shutter speed, you have to use the knob at the side. So you push in at the side and rotate. This is a waist level viewfinder, so you flip up there, and this little hinge here pushes up the viewfinder. However, you're limited to using just a horizontal format with the camera. It also includes this action finder, I think they call it, which allows you to pull this out here and then you look through the crosshairs like that. It's not very accurate, and to be honest, I didn't buy a medium format camera in order to not be able to frame properly or focus properly, so I don't think that's much use. The waist level finder is much brighter than the prism viewfinder, but the prism viewfinder does allow you to use vertical and horizontal format. Changing the film is really quick and easy. You start off by opening the back, you remove the film holder, switch the spool from the last film over to the other sprocket, put the film in this way around, feed the film around and onto the other spool, wind around until the arrow's lined up on the other spool, put the film holder back in the camera and close the back, then just wind on until the first frame. Next to the lens just here is the depth of field preview, and you can see the aperture closing down to the taking aperture. There's a shutter release on the top of the camera and also on the front. This one's more useful when you're looking through the waist level viewfinder, and you'll probably find this better when you're using the prism viewfinder. Here on the side is the wind on lever, so you pull it out here and wind on like that. On the front here is the shutter lock, so when it's lined up with the white button you can fire, when it's lined up with the red button there it's locked. On the side of the camera here is the mirror lockup. You push that down and it locks up the mirror so that there's less vibration if you're doing a long exposure. This lever here allows you to take multiple exposures. That is the frame counter just there. It's an electronic shutter, so if you want to find out whether the battery has enough power or not, you press this red button and the green light just here comes on. On this side you've got the X and the FP sockets for flash. X is for electronic flash, that's mostly what you'll be using now. The FP was for flash bulbs. To the bottom of the lens on the left of the camera is the self timer. You push this lever down and when you press the shutter release you'll get a delay. On the bottom of the camera is the tripod socket, and here is the cover for the battery. It takes a 4S R44 battery. You won't find that in the shops, you'll have to order it online. Removing the viewfinder again, we can see the focusing screen just here. That's interchangeable. For my Hasselblad I bought a more up-to-date screen, and you may want to try this with the Mamiya. The BT company make an intense screen. I know when I got a more up-to-date viewing screen for the Hasselblad, that made a completely different experience for using the camera, so you may want to have a look at that. One of the advantages of the Hasselblad is that it had a leaf shutter in the lens that allowed you to take flash pictures using any shutter speed. You can buy a special lens for the Mamiya, which is the 70mm 2.8 leaf shutter. If you fix this on the camera, you have to set the shutter speed, the focal plane shutter, to 1/8 of a second, and then you can use the shutter speeds of the leaf shutter in the lens. You have to cock the shutter using these bits on the side here. The leaf shutter lens is quite complicated to use. There's an instruction manual for it which has several pages. In general, medium format photography allows more leeway with film choices. Using top quality films such as Portra or Ektar will give incredibly fine detail. The most common fault you'll find if you buy them on eBay is the frame counter not advancing or resetting. Lots of cameras on eBay have this issue. Don't obsess about this, just buy one in good condition and get it serviced, but build the servicing into your budget. It's my current favourite medium format camera. It's easier to use than many other medium format cameras. It's quick and easy to change film, and the lenses are reasonably affordable, and there's quite a lot to choose from. I hope this video was useful. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel.